Now, really quick. So you said something about nationalizing medical.
Oil.
Okay.
Water.
You mean you want the government to run it?
Of what? Healthcare or
no-
water? 'Cause I said both.
Yes, for both.
Okay,
You
so
want the government to run healthcare.
Let's start with.
So explain that.
First off, I want to truly privatize healthcare by kicking out the
Okay.
FDA,
Got it.
kicking out all federal oversight.
Okay.
Removing. Hey, Steve. Really good to see you, brother. Great work. Thanks. You too. Hey, good to see you.
Okay. No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay. So
That's pretty
getting back
important
to-
because that kind of sounded like I heard nationalize. I'm like, whoa.
I get it. I'm a nationalist. I'm running as a Republican.
Okay, but private healthcare.
Okay, so private healthcare. First off, we kick out all federal oversight in California.
Okay.
You limit state oversight, which allows for true medical freedom and for doctors to do what they want to do in order to treat their patients.
Sure.
But then what we do is we understand that 73 cents on every dollar that is spent on every healthcare bill in California is already covered by we the people. And so the thing is could I eliminate 27 cents on every dollar in waste, fraud, abuse, and redundancy by truly getting the public hospital back, which is what we used to have.
Okay.
We used to have a form of public hospitals. We
Okay.
used to have a safety net. But it's, in the 1950s and 1960s, they started shutting down the public hospital. They started shutting down our public safety nets.
Got it.
And what happened was everything became privatized, but subsidized by we the public, right? By we
see.
the people.
So you'd
And what I
maintain the
want is I
subsidy,
want
but it makes sure it's
true
to the
public
people.
health care.
Okay.
But only once we develop those a surplus. I believe that if I were to run for treasurer or if I were to run for governor, that we could cut out so much waste, fraud, abuse, and redundancy that we could get to a surplus so that I could prove to people that the money is there. We pay more than any other state or any other country in the world on healthcare, but we aren't covered. And so the thing is I do believe that there's room for the public. Now
Tell me
talking
about
oil.
the oil and the water.
Oil, uranium,
When you said
lithium,
nationalize, explain that to me.
nationalize it. So a lot of people say, oh, Exxon's leaving, Mobil is leaving.
Okay.
Good, get out, leave. Because a lot of these private companies that are private companies are also taking the oil in Iran, in Venezuela, in Iraq, and all these other countries. We lost our sovereignty first. Our oil, our lithium, our uranium, our natural gas is so abundant that we could pay for everything that we need here in California.
So you're saying
without taxes.
You want like a California government oil company.
Public oil company. Public energy company.
But look at Mexico, that's not very well done. I mean, it's very corrupt.
Oh yeah. So the thing is corruption is part of the problem. That's why we have to lead with the controller's audit.
But
we have to lead with the
why not have more
audit.
competition, have more private companies compete?
Okay, have private companies compete with the public.
Okay.
Okay, because right now we don't have any public companies competing in uranium, right?
Or private, or right? Or,
We don't have any public companies. It's only private companies that are competing in uranium.
All right.
Because the government completely subsidized uranium in 1994. So what you have is right now you have the public subsidization of foreign energy companies like the TSMC, which is through the big beautiful bill or Biden's CHIPS Act. We built the largest semiconductor manufacturing company in the world.
It's in Taiwan.
And I believe it's in Texas, but it's owned by the people of Taiwan.
Okay.
Because they covered 40% of the startup costs.
Okay.
When I look at what President Trump did with things like Intel, where he says, hey, listen, we keep giving you public subsidies. We subsidize $30 to $40 billion a year in the uranium industry, and yet they shut down the last enrichment facility in 2014. Uranium One, the Clintons got in trouble for sending our uranium elsewhere, out to Russia and out to China, running it through Canada and taking that money off the top. Look into Uranium One. So when I look at that, I don't want to subsidize TSMC, which is owned 40% by the Taiwanese people. I would rather compete with the TSMC, with a semiconducting manufacturing company here in California.
Here's my problem. When I'm hearing about a public option, I mean, this is the kind of talk that was like with Obamacare, but it's really not competitive because we're propping up one of the entities. That's the concern I have. But you shared your point.
But hold up, though, because Obamacare was a complete bastardization of healthcare. Okay?
Obviously.
And who wrote Obamacare, do you know?
Insurance companies.
The Heritage Foundation. A conservative think tank.
I'm going to have to... If you're talking about the health mandate, perhaps... I know that's been a long-term idea.
Who wrote Obamacare?
I'm just sharing with you...
The Heritage Foundation was behind it.
But my concern will always be...
But who's
you're going to have
rich in
issues... But hold on a second. There's always going to be a concern when you talk about nationalizing. We've just seen in one institution or one government after another, when they nationalize something, it usually doesn't end well. That's just my thoughts on that. I want to go to one last question because I know you got 1,000 people.
When you talk about nationalizing things and them not working well, you also have to understand that we privatized everything. but we didn't really privatize it. We've been government.
So that's the issue.
subsidizing
So
it
we
the
need
whole time.
more, and then I would agree that should stop.
So then either we need to have a private-public partnership like what Trump has done with Intel, where it's like if we're going to subsidize you, then we need ownership, or we need to stop all subsidies entirely.
And that's
which is
where
what
I'm with you.
saying,
I think that would
and
be the
take
better
it for
argument.
ourselves, because 500 trillion cubic feet of natural gas was found, right right on the coast of California.
And I get it, okay.
And then what do? We outlawed gas stoves.
You're
That's
right.
enough to
So,
keep us running in natural gas for the next 150 years.
What I want to sum up here is this idea of more competition, less subsidy. That would be, I think, better. But I understand there's the same problem. So I just wanted to explore your points. I disagree.
But the balance.
Now, here's
of
the
it,
last
really
thing I want to
quick,
talk.
on the subsidization of it. If we're not subsidizing it, then it's really a matter of national security. Because the thing
enough.
is you look at the lithium industry. Lithium is in everything. In warheads. It's in every computer that you have. It's in your laptops. It's in your cell phones. If we don't get control of our lithium, then we have to depend on Taiwan, right? And Taiwan.
So I see what
is
you're saying, that we
technically
have
becoming
these
part of China.
properties and it's our property and we want to maintain the ownership of it. But I think that development should always be towards a private thing. So I kind of
Development, yes.
Fair
Enrichment
enough.
and extraction,
Okay.
no.
Now
I
let me
think
go
that
to
should
the
be
last
public.
question. You were talking about how it's usury that a credit card is like 29%.
Yes.
Nobody's forcing somebody to charge their to get a credit card that's 29%. Does it make sense? Doesn't that take away individual responsibility? Why blame the company if people are choosing the card?
Is government is there to protect we the people from not just oligarchs, right, but our corporate overlords, right? I don't want to exchange a government king for a corporate overlord that has more control over my life. Freedom is financial
But
freedom.
here's the thing, though.
Capping
But here's the
interest
thing.
isn't a bad thing.
But here's the thing. It's like it's my choice if I take out a loan on a card. That's on
Is
me.
it a choice if you're so extraordinarily broke that you have nothing, that you have no way to pay for food? Because right now what we're doing is we have people paying for fast food on pay now. Or
Why
buy
are they
now,
buying
pay later.
fast food? They shouldn't be buying fast food.
Okay,
They should be buying regular
Are you cooking
food.
at home?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me about what you're cooking at home that's cheaper than fast food.
It's basic. I mean, you can get like basic dinners.
Because I have a family of
like-
7, and I
Okay.
can tell you that for me to buy 3 pizzas for my family, it's a lot cheaper to buy 3 pizzas out than it is for me to cook them from home. What about
Okay.
Mexican food?
It depends on where you go, too.
Let's talk about Mexican food.
I would say to you that whatever food stuffs you choose
Tuesday
to buy,
taco night
there's
is going to be a lot more
I could think
affordable
about
for my family
But see,
than
here's
it is
the thing.
cooking tacos at home.
But see, the solution there isn't to you're not. I believe in individual responsibility and freedom, and it's up to individuals if they want to get a credit card, and the credit card is 29%. I have a credit card at a credit union. It's 11%.
Okay, great.
So there
for
it is.
You. Great for you. How old are you?
I'm 45, but I had it when I was 25.
I'm 40 years old. And the thing is the difference. What are you paying right now for your mortgage, for your rent?
So, well, it's a little personal, but it's above 1,000.
Above 1,000. But the thing is I used to be able to rent a room for $400 or $500 a month.
Now, I agree that these are all the problems, but you're suggesting more government. That to me is the problem. So, but I appreciate it. I wanted to have this
Hey, it was a
discussion.
good dialogue.